Okay, let's unpack this because, well, it's quite something. Imagine a world where over 1 in 10 shipments crossing our oceans are flagged for uh, serious deficiencies. That's the kind of alarming reality we're really diving into today, based on a new report about cargo safety.
Yeah, it's fascinating and worrying too. This isn't just some, static number. The data, this is from the World Shipping Council, the WSC, it actually shows an upward trend in these deficiencies.
An upward trend, okay.
It points to a problem that poses these, well, often hidden risks, huge risks to global shipping, the crews, obviously, and the environment, too.
So, our mission today really is to explore what these deficiencies actually are. Why are they happening so much? And maybe most importantly, the devastating accidents, the fires that have been directly linked back to them. I think you might be genuinely surprised by just how big this unseen danger is.
Absolutely. The WSC's 2024 report, it puts the number at 11.39% of inspected shipments having deficiencies.
11.39%, that's more than 1 in 10.
Exactly. And it's up slightly from the IMO's last figure in 2023, which was 11%. Now, the WC picked up this reporting after the IMO unfortunately stopped doing it last year. So it's crucial data.
Okay, so when we say deficiencies, what does that actually mean? Is it just like a typo on a form, or is it more
Oh,
serious?
it's definitely more serious, much more usually. We're talking things like misdeclared or even completely undeclared dangerous goods.
Like what kind of goods?
We'll think flammable chemicals listed as something harmless. Also incorrect documentation that hides the real risk. And then there's just plain improper packing or containers not being lashed down correctly. These aren't always just errors. Sometimes they seem deliberate.
And why? I mean, you can probably guess, right? It often comes down to money.
That's usually the root cause. Yes,
Yeah.
economics. Trying to get cheaper freight rates, faster transit times. So some shippers, maybe forwarders, they might falsify the weight of the container or what's actually inside, or they just cut corners on packing it properly. And this is despite IMO rules that have been in place since 2016, requiring what's called verified gross mass, or VGM.
Ah, the VGM rules. I remember those coming in.
Exactly. They mandate an accurate, verified weight for every single container, specifically to prevent these kinds of problems. But, compliance isn't universal.
So the consequences aren't just theoretical risks on paper. They're real world, sometimes catastrophic accidents.
Magically, yes.
And this is where it gets really sobering. We've seen major incidents at ships like the MSC Flaminia, the Maersk Conum, the one Apis losing all those containers.
Yes, and the Express Pro.
The Express Pearl, right. Terrible environmental impact there. And fires, explosions, stack collapses on these ships, they've been directly traced back to these issues, right? To misdeclared or badly packed cargo.
That's correct. It's a recurring pattern.
Yep.
Take the Maersk Conum fire started by misdeclared cargo, raged for weeks, cost lives, or the Express Pearl, like you mentioned. Sank off Sri Lanka after a chemical fire. An ecological disaster. Lloyd's Register actually ranks this kind of misdeclaration as the third largest cause of container ship accidents.
The third largest. Wow.
Yeah. And the danger mechanism is pretty clear. If you have undeclared heavy boxes put up high in the stack, it can make the ship roll excessively, put huge stress on the stacks.
Leading to containers going overboard, like with the one Apis?
Precisely. Or, perhaps even worse, improperly declared chemicals can lead to something called thermal runaway. It's a dangerous self-heating reaction.
Which can cause fires. Explosions.
Exactly. Fires and explosions that the crew are just not trained or equipped to handle, especially far out at sea.
So given all this, there must be calls for action.
There are. Joe Kramick, he's the president and CEO of the WSC, he put it very plainly. He said, gaps in cargo safety remain far too common. Cargo deficiencies put crews, ships, cargo, and the environment at risk.
Seems pretty clear-cut.
And the WSC isn't just, publishing a report and walking away. They're continuing this data collection, they're pushing for more governments to share inspection data, and they're developing an industry program to actually improve cargo screening and inspections. It's an ongoing effort.
So wrapping this up then, what's the big takeaway? It seems like the sheer volume of these faulty shipments, plus the terrible accidents they cause, shows a really deep, persistent problem in maritime safety.
It really does. And if you think about the bigger picture, it brings up a tough question maybe for you listening too. How do we possibly balance the constant pressure for cheaper, faster global trade with the absolute need for safety? Safety for people, for the ships, for the cargo itself, and for the environment.
Yeah.
These hidden dangers, the ones hiding in plain sight on maybe 1 out of every 10 containers, They really underscore how critical every single detail is, from the first declaration form to how that last box is secured.
Something to definitely think about the next time you see one of those giant container ships sailing by, carrying so much more than just goods, carrying risk, responsibility, and hopefully increasing vigilance.